What you guys, got another video here for you. Edge is eating up your system RAM. Do this right now if you want to claim back your system RAM on a Windows 11 PC. If you're running a minimal system with say 4 gigabytes of RAM, then you'll probably notice a large chunk of that memory is used up by Microsoft Edge, even though the browser is closed. So what Edge is doing is running in the background, causing an increased resource usage. It consumes a lot of RAM and CPU even when it's not in use, potentially making the system feel sluggish. Also, faster battery drain is caused on laptops due to having Edge running in the background like this. Faster launching times is from Startup Boost, which you can disable in Microsoft Edge, and I'll show you that in a second. And it's these kinds of background apps that are eating up your system resources. This can go up to 500 plus megabytes in usage, and if you've on 4 gigabyte system of memory, that can be eaten up very, very quickly by Microsoft Edge, even when you're not using it. As you can see here, Microsoft Edge is closed, and yet it's still running in the background on Windows 11. Now, simply right-clicking on Microsoft Edge and ending the process won't do you any good because it'll just restart again. And this is why you need to deal with it the way I'm going to show you in this video. But first, let's have a quick word from today's video sponsor, CD Key Sales. If you're looking for cheap Windows 10 Pro or cheap Windows 11 Pro OEM keys, or even Office keys, then check out all of the links in the video description. Sign up with an account, choose your product, and then head over to that page and use my promo code capital B, capital R09 and apply that to your order and get a 30% discount on all your purchases on CD Key Sales. Once you submit your order, they will send you your key. You can head over to the activation center, paste in your key, click next and activate, and you can get rid of that annoying watermark and also get the full features of Windows 11. It's that simple. Okay, so let's deal with Edge in a couple of different ways. So first, we've got the browser open here. As you can see, you want to go up to the three dots up on the top right hand side of the browser. And this is if you want to keep Edge on the system. So basically, you want to hit the three dots and then go to the settings panel right here. On the top left-hand side on the settings panel here, you can come down and look for the system and performance. Click on that one and you should see a bunch of options that you have in the middle called hardware acceleration, background mode, startup boost, and proxy settings. Click on system below those and you will now see a startup boost. This is one of the ones that you want to turn off. Microsoft Edge runs in the background primarily to enable startup boost, faster launching times, and it keeps extensions and apps active, which is causing increased RAM and CPU usage and faster battery drain on that laptop. So you want to turn off the top two, startup boost, and continue running background extensions and apps when Edge is closed. Turn those two off, and then you can close your browser down. And if we go back to the desktop and open up the task manager here, you will see that that process is now stopped and Microsoft Edge will not be running in the background even when you're not using the browser and eating up precious memory that you might be needing if you've got a very low memory sort of system, maybe 4 gigabytes or even less. If you are on one of those systems, then doing this is essential. And not everyone has brand new computers, so doing those two things there is going to make life a lot easier for you on that PC. It's going to give you a bit more system resources. And as you can see, Microsoft Edge is not running in the background. What if you want to uninstall it? Well, there's a safe way of doing it, and there's also dangerous ways of doing it, which is using scripts and things like that. And you've got to be a bit more careful. But I'll show you a real simple way of uninstalling it the way it was meant to be uninstalled. But first, before we uninstall it, you're going to need a browser. You can choose whatever browser you like. I'm going to use Google Chrome because I use that on a daily basis. Now, I've had no problems with Google Chrome and I've been using it for many, many years. So if you want to use another browser, that's entirely up to you. But I'm going to download Google Chrome and get it installed on this PC before we uninstall Microsoft Edge. Now, I know what you're saying. How can we uninstall Microsoft Edge when it doesn't allow you to uninstall Microsoft Edge? Well, there's a simple little trick you can do to allow you to be able to force an uninstall of Microsoft Edge. And that's what we're going to be doing in this video. So let me just quickly get this browser installed on this PC, because if you don't have a browser, you're not going to be able to browse the internet. So don't go uninstall Microsoft Edge without having a second browser already installed. Otherwise, you won't be able to download and install the browser on that PC. Unless you go to the Microsoft Store and download a browser from there, but some people have even uninstalled Microsoft Store, and of course that will cause you lots of problems. So do this way first, it's a lot easier. All I need to do now is make sure that our Google Chrome is our default browser. So I'm going to go ahead and select all of these right here, and you can set default up the very top and it will do it for all of these if you want to, or you can go through individually like I'm doing right here. It's entirely up to you. It doesn't do all the bottom ones when you set the set default at the very top, but I'm just going to go ahead and select these like so, because it doesn't select all these. And I want to make sure Edge is completely removed. There we go. So that is all of the default browser changed to Google Chrome or whatever browser that you're using on your system. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to download another tool. This tool is a safe tool to use. It's called WinToys, and you just need to go to the Microsoft Store and search in there for WinToys, and it will allow you to download the actual application. You can see it right there. It's got a big giant sort of cog-shaped logo, and just going to click on download for the actual application. And once this is downloaded, we can click on open, and this will open up the app right here. Click yes, and this will open up the application. There we go. So once we're there, we need to click on that little piece at the bottom that says take control of your system. So click on take control of your system, and this will allow you to open up the application. Now, it's up to you whether you go about creating a system restore point or whatever it is you want to do on your system. I'd always advise you to create a system restore point when you're making changes to the system, but that's down to you. So let me just quickly show you the settings panel on Windows here, and I'll take you back in a second. So let's go to our settings panel right here and go to our apps and then go to installed apps. And if we come down here, you'll notice that the Microsoft Edge is grayed out. We can't uninstall it officially. And the reason why is because Microsoft don't want you uninstalling Microsoft Edge. But if you live in the EEA, which is the European Economic Area, you do get the option to uninstall it. And that's because there was a European court order against Microsoft to allowing people that live in that area to uninstall it. Now, the information provided in this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Any actions you take based on this video are strictly at your own risk and decision. So let's go back to WinToys and open up the wrench icon right here. Click on tweaks. And now we need to go down to where it says system. Click on system. And this will open up another bunch of options. We want to go down to Digital Market Act and toggle that feature on. If you want to know what that is, there's a little pop out right here. You can read that at your own leisure. It's basically going to tell the PC that you're living in the EEA. So once you understood all that, all you need to do next is restart the computer. It's important that you restart the PC because we need to be able to uninstall Microsoft Edge. Now, whether you want to uninstall Microsoft Edge is entirely up to you. This was an option offered to people that live in the EEA, so it's perfectly fine for them to do it, so it should be perfectly fine for you. But if you use certain applications that require Microsoft Edge, then you might not want to uninstall it, and you might want to use the first method that I showed you in the video. But once we're going to remove this off the system, you can reinstall it. Now, some of the scripts out there on the internet that are pretty aggressive, they do rip out just about everything, and it's quite difficult, if not impossible, to reinstall Microsoft Edge once you've used those methods. But this method works perfectly fine, and I'll show you. We're going to go to Apps, Installed Apps, come down to Microsoft Edge, and you should now see on the three dots, you can uninstall it. So let's click on Uninstall, click Uninstall again, say yes to the user account control, and this will give you another prompt. Are you sure you want to uninstall Microsoft Edge? Yes, we do. And we're going to go ahead and do that right here. Like I said before, if there's certain features that you need that are tied to Microsoft Edge, then you probably don't want to uninstall it because this can cause a few issues. I don't really have those issues because I don't use those features, so I uninstall it. So now it's gone, and that one was for Declan because he was asking on the Discord server how you can uninstall Microsoft Edge without using a script, and that's how you do it. Now, if you want to reinstall Microsoft Edge, you can do. You just do a search and you'll be able to hit the download button to download Microsoft Edge and get that back installed on the system. Now, the good thing about this method is that it doesn't affect the computer at all. So when we download Microsoft Edge here, you'll see that we'll be able to easily just put it back on the system without having any issues. Whereas some of the scripts out there on the internet will rip out just about everything and it will not reinstall, and you will have to do a reinstall of Windows. Whereas this way, you can download Microsoft Edge again and reinstall it on the PC if you're having a certain issue that you need to have certain access to some app that requires Microsoft Edge to be installed. At the end of the day, you use what method works for you best. Let me know in the comments section down below whether you've uninstalled Microsoft Edge on your system and whether you've run into any issues. I know that WebView is linked to a lot of applications. You definitely don't want to uninstall that because you will run into a lot of problems. But as you can see, Microsoft Edge is working perfectly fine. So that's basically it. That's how you can stop Microsoft Edge from eating up all your system RAM. My name has been Brian from briteccomputers.co.uk. Hope you all have an awesome weekend. I just want to say a quick shout out to all my YouTube members who have joined my YouTube members group. I really do appreciate the support. I shall see you in the next video, or I'll catch you on the Discord server. The link is in the video description. Bye for now.